The Soul and God, Part 2. So it must be with God. God is omnipresent. Without hands, He grasps everything. Without feet, He can move. He is the formless, the deathless, the eternal. The idea of God came. He is the Lord of souls, just as my soul is the Lord of my body. If my soul left the body, and the body would not be for a moment. If he left my soul, the soul would not exist. He is the creator of the universe, of everything that dies. He is the destroyer. His shadow is death. His shadow is life. The ancient Indian philosophers thought this filthy world is not fit for man's attention. There is nothing in the universe that is permanent, neither good nor evil. I told you, Satan did not have much chance in India. Why? Because they were very bold in religion. They were not babies. Have you seen that characteristic of children? They are always trying to throw the blame on someone else. Baby minds are trying, when they make a mistake, to throw the blame upon someone else. On the other hand, we say, give me this, give me that. On the other hand, we say, I did not do this, the devil tempted me. The devil did it. That is the history of mankind, weak mankind. Why is evil? Why is the world the filthy, dirty hole? We have made it. Nobody is to blame. We put our hand in the fire. The Lord bless us. Man gets just what he deserves. Only He is merciful. If we pray to Him, He helps us. He gives Himself to us. That is their idea. They are of a poetic nature. They go crazy over poetry. Their philosophy is poetry. Their philosophy is a poem. All high thought in the Sanskrit is written in poetry. Metaphysics, astronomy, all in poetry. We are responsible, and how do we come to mischief? You may say, I was born poor and miserable. I remember the hard struggle all my life. Philosophers say that you are to blame. You do not mean to say that all this sprang up without any cause whatever. You are a rational being. Your life is not without cause, and you are the cause. You manufacture your own life all the time. You make and mold your own life. You are responsible for yourself. Do not lay the blame upon anyone, any Satan. You will not get punished a little more. A man is brought up before God and he says, 31 stripes for you. When comes another man, he says, 30 stripes, 15 for that fellow and 15 for the teacher, that awful man who taught him. That is the awful thing in teaching. I do not know what I am going to get. I go all around the world if I have to get 15 for each one I have taught. We have to come to this idea. This, my Maya, is divine. It is my activity, my divinity. My Maya is hard to cross, but those that take refuge in me go beyond Maya. But you find out that it is very difficult to cross this ocean of Maya by yourself. You cannot. It is the old question, hen and egg. If you do any work, that work becomes the cause and produces the effect. That effect again becomes the cause and produces the effect, and so on. If you push this down, it never stops. Once you set a thing in motion, there is no more stopping. I do some work, good or bad, and it sets up a chain reaction. I cannot stop now. It is impossible for us to get out from this bondage by ourselves. It is only possible if there is someone more powerful than this law of causation, and if He takes mercy on us and drags us out. And we declare that there is such a one God. There is such a being all merciful. If there is a God, then it is possible for me to be saved. How can you be saved by your own will? Do you see the philosophy of the doctrine of salvation by grace? You Western people are wonderfully clever, but when you undertake to explain philosophy, you are so wonderfully complicated. How can you save yourself by work, if by salvation you mean that you will be taken out of all this nature? Salvation means just standing upon God, but if you understand what is meant by salvation, then you are the self. You are not nature. You are the only thing outside of souls and gods and nature. These are the external existences, and the God is interpenetrating both nature and soul. Therefore, just as my soul is to my body, we, as it were, are the bodies of God. God, souls, nature, it is one. The one because, as I say, I mean the body, soul, and mind. But we have seen the law of causation pervades every bit of nature, and once you have got caught, you cannot get out. Once, when once you get into the meshes of law, a possible way to escape is not through work done by you. You can build hospitals for every fly and flea that ever lived. All this you may do, but it would not lead to salvations. Hospitals go up and they come down again. Salvation is only possible if there is some being whom nature never caught, who is the ruler of nature. He rules nature instead of being ruled by nature. He rules and he wills laws instead of being bound by law. He exists and he is all merciful. The moment you seek him, he will save you. Why has he not taken us out? You do not want him. You want everything but him. The moment you want him, that moment you get him. He never want him. We never want him. We say, Lord, give me a fine house. We want the house, not him. Give me help. Save me from this difficulty. When a man wants nothing but him, he gets him. The same love which wealthy men have for gold and silver and possessions, Lord, may I have the same love for thee. I want neither heaven nor earth, nor beauty nor learning. I do not want salvation. Let me go to hell again and again, but one thing I want, to love thee, and for love's sake, not even for heaven.